Hello people, DrKobra here. Of course I haven't casted much in quite a while and I explained all of that in the last video. So you can go watch that if you really care. So once again, this is from Karma King of the Hill. Last game I was the challenger and I won, so now I am the king. And my opponent this game is going to be Protocol, who is coming to defeat me. Anyways, I'm just casting these games so y'all can see all the decision making behind the games I play. Yeah, I'm not the best player in the world by far, but I think there's a lot of people who can learn from some of my decision making. So Protoss versus Protoss, my least favorite matchup. I feel like it's really volatile. 4-gate is so strong. I don't know. I just really don't like the matchup. It doesn't play like any of the other matchups. It doesn't feel like a StarCraft game. It's almost impossible to macro in this matchup, I find. So I have a couple builds that I do right now. Hopefully I'm trying to figure out eventually something I can do that'll let me macro. But I usually either 4-gate, blink stalkers, or do a DT rush. So we'll see what I do this game. I scouted right after the pylon for a couple reasons. I usually like to scout after gateway, but in this matchup, I won't really want to see what he's doing in case he's trying to cheese like a 2 gateway opening or like some sort of proxy or anything like that. Yeah, that's about it. I want to see if he's trying to 4-gate. And if he is 4-gating, then I want to get out a couple sentries to block him out. So yeah, nothing particularly interesting happening this game so far. And the cybernetics core out, pretty good timing. I'm scouting his base. I see cybernetics core, gateway, assimilator. So I don't really know much right now other than he's not going for some super sort of cheese. And I actually just had a bad shift rally click out here, that's why he left. I think I was doing it in the mini-map and just accidentally clicked outside. So, harassing my pylon. Nothing over. So I am going for 2 gas. So this means... this is just if you're scouting another Protoss base. It means I'm not going for the 1 warp gate, 1 gas 4 warp gate rush, which is all stalkers and zealots. And that's the one I usually do if I 4-gate. So I see the same from him. Yeah. He did a good job of evacuating his probe before my stalker came out. I cannot say the same for myself. That's one of my weaknesses in my plays, being able to hit all my timings and keep my scouts alive. I think it's more important to hit your timings than keep your scouts alive, so that's usually what happens if they die. So I chrono boosted the first stalker out, chrono boosting the second stalker out, and I've got the Twilight Council on the way. So you should be able to tell this is my blink opening. A little mistake by here. I'm running this probe out to start a proxy pylon, and I get careless and get it killed. Here comes my second and third gateways, and I'm going to save up... No, I'm going for the stalker, and then I'll save up for blink. Usually I go the other way around, but it doesn't matter that much. So he pokes up with a stalker. I'm going to chase him out, and I get him really low right here because he makes a bad mistake to run like that. And now I pull back when he only has 2 health, and the reasoning for that is stalkers and stalkers have the same movement speed. He should be able to outrun me, or at least keep far enough ahead of me that I can't catch him. So I didn't want anything coming up my ramp. So I got that stalker out, got my warp gate finished. Blink is on the way, got my other 2 gates finished. So I'm going to be attacking here pretty soon. Of course, the main... checking for any sort of like proxy pylon. If he was 4-gating me, I didn't want to get caught out of my base. The main reason for blink is if someone's playing defensive with force fields, then you can just jump over the force fields and hopefully kill him. So I see this Phoenix come in here, and at first I thought it was hallucinated. But I come back to intercept it, I think. Or at least this guy shoots him. Anyways, I noticed that I'm doing 10 damage a shot instead of 20, so I know it's a real Phoenix. So he's gone for some sort of Stargate play, and I'm feeling kind of confident. I come to engage, and of course what I want to do is try to blink back as soon as the shields are gone. And I do a decent job, but not good enough. So I blink both of those back. End up losing the one that was stuck in the air. Nothing you can do there, really. So he does a good job of focus firing with his stalkers. Actually, a really good job of it. Alright, so I did end up losing that one because he focused it down. And units lost, he's ahead just because he had better micro than me in that battle, basically. But I did a pretty good job. See, if the shields are gone on all these, but the health is still almost full. So if I had saved that one, that one right there, that would have helped a lot. Warp in 3 more stalkers, going for an attack. Should have put these ones in the front, probably. I see that he's put down a Nexus, and at this point, I'm feeling, okay, he went for a Stargate and a Nexus. I think at this point I really should win this battle. So we'll see if I do, if I don't, and why, either way. So he does get the better concave right in this little engagement. I'm stuck in the choke. But all of my units are shooting, so it doesn't really matter that much. I think he's going to damage that one too quickly. This one takes a lot of damage. Shouldn't have lost that first one. Anyways, once again, he's just got better focus fire, so I come up into his base, and I think this is where I make my first big mistake. He has 5 stalkers compared to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. And he's kind of retreating, and I end up shooting some here. What I should have done was blinked and chased after his army to get an extra couple of shots for kills. I killed some probes, but I end up losing 2 of 3 stalkers, so that really hurt me a lot. And my blink doing pretty well there. Once again, I have an advantage, and I kill off that Phoenix. Alright, now we're at even, and he has the Void Ray, so I should retreat at this point. I should retreat, and I have 3 warp-ins ready. Retreat back, warp in 3 more, and then continue the fight, because at that point I'll have the advantage. But I make a big mistake here. For some reason, I decided to go for it. Lost 2 stalkers before I even got there. End up killing 2 or 3 probes. But definitely not enough. And so he ends up playing again. So I did warp in 3 more, but I'm going to retreat home. So now he has more units, equal probes, and an expansion. So I'm in a lot of trouble at this point. And I decide that the only thing I can do really to get back in the game is Dark Shrine. I feel like if I get the Dark Shrine and I'm able to do a ton of damage to his economy, and hopefully if he hasn't gone, since he already had Stargate out, if he doesn't go for Robo, then his army won't be able to attack me because I'll have the Dark Templars. And I think I'll be able to win the game. So I do my best to kind of hide it in my base where I already had a pylon. So he's coming in with this Void Ray. Oh, a couple things real quick. He did get a Robo out already. Yeah, I thought that he didn't get it out quite this early, but good decision making by him. He thinks probably what he thought was, okay, I'm way ahead. The only thing that can happen for me to lose this game is Dark Templars, and he already has Twilight Council out. So good decision making by him. He comes in, sees the Dark Shrine, runs away, and actually going to pick him off, but it doesn't really matter. One thing I should have done, I really didn't want him to scout it. I knew he had air units. I really should have put my stalkers over here. Still kind of mad at myself for doing that. But anyways, he knows it's coming. He's got the Robo up, and so I'm just kind of double times through this, because we all should know what's going to happen. Get the Dark Shrine, warp in 3 guys up here. Go to do damage, but he already has the Observer on the way, Chrono boosting it out. Takes out all 3 of those DTs pretty easily. Lost a couple more probes than he needed to, had he just run them away. But that's pretty much the game. I'm trying to expand. My hope was if I could do damage with the DTs and then hold off an attack while I expand, then I had a chance to win. But the DTs didn't do any damage. He played a good game by getting out this Observer. And yeah, so he's going to win. Pretty much my build should have beaten his build just because if I had blinked correctly, it would have beaten his build. But I didn't engage correctly, and I overcommitted with my units, lost them all. And that was the game. So I'll probably do a couple more of these, most likely ones that are like from the Karma Clan tournaments or King of the Hill and stuff like that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, if you actually like this sort of analysis. And that's it. Bye. Oh, wrong button.